Hi, it's Kary here at Barefoot Consultants, and I am in beautiful Montana, the state I grew up in. Very happy to be able to spend an entire month with my family every summer up here in Montana, and this is something that you may also be looking forward to as a teacher of English, abroad or online. The flexibility to, in some cases, create your own schedule, or if you're teaching in a more academic structure where you have summers off and Christmas vacation and all of those traditional holiday vacations that we're all used to, it really does give you a lot of time to enjoy your life. Maybe it's traveling back home to see family, maybe it's exploring your new country or surrounding countries or going halfway around the world, who knows. But one of the great reasons why a lot of people decide that they might want to teach English is because of this flexibility. Another reason that people sometimes decide that they want to teach English is it's maybe that's not a huge motivator, and maybe even earning isn't a huge motivator. They don't know what their life is going to look like in their new country. They don't have it all figured out yet, right? And so financial reasons might not be the impetus for wanting to learn. And I know that there are a lot of you who come to the Speak English and Get Paid program because you kind of want this as what I call a back pocket skill, right? It's something that if you had the opportunity or the need, you might want to pull it out at any moment. And it's a very wise thing to do, in my opinion. Sometimes we don't know what the future holds for us. Sometimes we might get to a place where an opportunity arises to integrate into the community or to help a certain person or people or class with their English skills that can really transform their lives. So I know that there are those of you out there who are doing this, so this is who I'm speaking to specifically today. Why would you want to have English as a back pocket skill? Well, it's a good question, and I'm going to tell you right now, the reason is, as a foreigner and somebody who is a native English speaker, there are many people who are going to come to you and ask if you teach English lessons. Whether you're a teacher or not, this is going to happen. It happens to me. It happens to everybody else that I know. And they might not have dedicated themselves to learning the skill of being a teacher, but they are a native speaker, so that makes them somebody that people want to learn from. Just that alone is enough. But this is going to come up. I guarantee you this is going to come up for you, that people, random people, taxi drivers, store owners, restaurant owners, lawyers, doctors, people at all strata of society are going to be interested in this skill that you potentially offer them. And so teaching English, the skill of teaching English. Now, here's how I differentiate things. And keep in mind, I've been helping people for the better part of a decade understand what it takes to be an effective and successful English teacher, either abroad or online. And one of the things that I often say is, yes, as a native speaker, there will always be opportunity for you. And you will always be able to translate that knowledge and experience that you have into a paycheck of some kind. Maybe for you, it looks like just coffee shop, what I call coffee shop English. You're just going down to the local coffee shop, you're having a conversation with someone. It's not a structured lesson in any way. You're not doing any lesson planning or preparation. This is just somebody who wants to hone their English skills and do it through a conversational medium. They just need practice. That's what they need, and they want it from a native English speaker. So there will always be opportunity. But even for those of you who are thinking this is the way that you would get the most enjoyment out of interacting with your students, I want you to know that there is a skill to teaching. Like, you're thinking that this is just conversation and all I'm going to have to do is correct some pronunciation and maybe help them with some vocabulary. But think about it. We've all had teachers throughout our lives, right? And I know for you, there is at least one teacher that stands out in your mind that was super impactful in your life. And one of the reasons why they were so impactful was probably, yes, their compassion, their caring, their drive to do the job, but it was also because they were a very skillful teacher. They were good at what they do. And so you can contrast this by, there's also one that comes to mind for me. It happened to be a professor at university who taught chemistry, I think it was. And he was just a bad teacher, like good guy, but man, the guy couldn't teach himself out of a paper bag, you know? Like, and so this really is a skill. And I think for you, those of you who are thinking, oh, I'm just going to have this teaching English in my back pocket, I'll whip it out if there's ever a need or opportunity or somebody I really want to help. I think that you overlook or downplay what it takes to be an effective teacher. And one of the things that you learn in a certification course, which is the next phase of what we're going to be talking about in our bi-monthly webinars, we're getting into talking about certification. What does it mean? Why would you need it? Do I need it? Is it something I should invest in? And I'm going to answer all of those questions. But for me, the biggest question is, or the biggest reason, the biggest motivator in some ways of taking a certification course is, it's just going to make my life easier. I'm just going to be a more effective teacher. I'm going to feel more comfortable. I'm going to feel more confident. I'm going to have a bag of tricks that I can draw on to help my students who are struggling. Even with conversational coffee shop English, you may need these skills. And so there's a myriad of ways to take these from, costing from just a few $100s to thousands of dollars, an investment of a few weeks to 6 weeks or 2 months of your time. So there's a lot of ways to do it. But often people will ask me, Kary, I'm just going to do this coffee shop English. Do I need to get certified? And my answer to that is no. Probably you do not need to be certified. Your clients are not, and students are not going to be asking to see your credentials. The fact that you're a native speaker is credential enough. Now, I would say my response to that is you don't need to, but you want to. I actually think anybody who's even semi-serious, even a back pocket skill about doing this is you want to do that for yourself and for your future students. It's going to make your life so much easier. Why struggle? If it's a few $100s to get an online certification and a couple weeks out of your time, we're all lifelong learners here. Most of us who want to teach are learners. We are students too. So it's just another way for you to learn something, to stretch your brain, to dive more deeply into understanding English grammar or student interaction, or whatever it might be. I think on so many levels, it's a really good idea to get certified at some level, whether you're going to need it as a requirement for a job or not. I see so many benefits to doing this, and that's what I'm going to be talking about in the coming weeks as we go into step 3 of the course, which is about certification. And we'll be demystifying all of that. And I'm going to give you a lot more reasons to certify. But honestly, I'm here to help you. I'm here to make your life easier. That's one of the reasons you came to me, is because I know what you don't know. I've gone down this path. I've helped hundreds of people, thousands of people actually, go down this path. I myself have been a teacher. I've made the mistakes. And one of the mistakes I made was related to my certification. So I don't want to see you making that same mistake. So even if you're thinking about doing this in a very sort of semi-formal or even super casual way, I still think certification is something that I want you to consider. So please be joining me or catch the playbacks in step 3, which is module 4 of the course, and ask yourself some of the questions that I'm going to challenge you with, and I know that you're going to find the right fit for you. So until I see you again next week, I hope you have a fantastic week. I'm just priming the pump for our future conversation. I will be back in lovely Mexico if everything goes right, and I will be joining you from my home in Mexico. So I'll be saying goodbye to beautiful Montana, but I've had a month here. So it's been wonderful, and I look forward to seeing you real soon. Bye.